Hey guys, it's me, Rohan Singh, and today we're gonna talk about which learning app is the best for you guys. Is it Byju's or is it MindSpark? So, since you clicked on this video, I'm already going to assume that you guys know what Byju's and MindSpark are, what are their purposes, and how do they work. So, I'm not going to cover those topics in this video. But if you want me to cover those topics in another separate video, then I suggest that you leave your requests down in the comments below. I read them all. So with all of this said, let's get straight into the comparison between Byju's and MindSpark and which is the best. So the first factor which we are going to discuss is the availability of features. Ah yes, the main reason we even pay so much money for these learning apps is because of the subjects which they provide. Let's first look at Byju's. How many subjects does Byju's have? Byju's has a total of 4 subjects. These 4 subjects include maths, chemistry, biology and physics. Now it's time to look at MindSpark. How many subjects does MindSpark have? MindSpark has only one subject, and that one subject is mathematics. As you guys can see, Byju's has way more subjects than MindSpark. MindSpark only has one subject, while Byju's has a total of 4 subjects and 3 more subjects than MindSpark. So, if you're a person who is only interested in learning mathematics and is not interested in any of the science subjects like physics, chemistry and biology, then I suggest MindSpark for you, as it only has mathematics as a subject. But if you're a person who is only interested in learning mathematics as well as interested in learning science subjects like chemistry, biology and physics, then I suggest Byju's for you, as Byju's has both of these subjects. So clearly in this category Byju's wins, as it has way more subjects than MindSpark. So that's one tick for Byju's and a loss for MindSpark. The second factor which we are going to discuss is methodology. Methodology is basically what these apps mainly focus on. Do they focus on concepts or do they focus on practice? Now, as a person who has used Byju's for 8 months and MindSpark for 5, I can easily say that Byju's focuses a lot more on concepts than it does on practice. Now, I'm not saying that Byju's does not focus on practice. It does focus on practice, but I'm saying that it focuses a lot more on concepts than it does on practice. As for MindSpark, I can easily say that it focuses a lot more on practice than it does on concepts. In fact, I'm willing to say that MindSpark focuses fully on practice rather than concepts. What that means is that basically MindSpark expects you to know all of the concepts and it only makes you practice all the different sums that might come in an exam. So, in short, if you want to learn concepts, then I suggest Byju's. But if you want to practice the different sums that might come in an exam, then I suggest MindSpark. But I still feel like Byju's wins in this category, as Byju's focuses both on practice as well as concepts, while MindSpark only focuses on practice and does not focus on concepts at all. So even in this category, Byju's wins. So there's a tick mark for Byju's and another loss for MindSpark. So the third factor which we are going to discuss is how detailed. Do they teach you the basic level of knowledge, or do they teach you the higher level of knowledge or the advanced level of knowledge? Well, let's first start with Byju's. Byju's teaches you all these different concepts through videos. Now, if you've watched even 2 or 3 of these videos, you can easily tell that Byju's goes very in depth with all of the subjects which it teaches. Now, these subjects could be anything ranging from mathematics to all of the different science subjects. For example, suppose the thing which you're trying to learn is the Heron's formula. Byju's will make you learn the history of the Heron's formula, who made it and how did they make it, what were the different measurements they took for them to be able to make such a formula, and why did they make it. All of these 3 things help strengthen the core concepts in a chapter and help you get good marks in the exam. Now, since we are done with Byju's, it's time to move on to MindSpark. How detailed is MindSpark? Now, as a person who has used MindSpark for quite a lot of time, I can easily say that MindSpark is on the same level of detail as Byju's. And that is a good thing. MindSpark offers you a lot of different questions to practice, and while it does not focus on concepts at all, I can easily say that the practice it provides you makes up for that thing. With all of this said, I don't know which app will win in this category, as both are on the same level of detail, which is a good thing. So in this category, we'll call this a tie. So both of these apps get a tick. So the fourth feature which we are going to discuss is the ease of use, and as the name suggests, this basically means how easy are both of these apps to use. This is because you don't want the apps you pay so much money for to be like those websites which are cluttered with useless ads and useless links. As you can see, Byju's has a pretty clean looking user interface, and I'm very happy to inform you that it is not cluttered with anything. The buttons are very responsive and the app overall feels pretty smooth to control. Now with all this said, it's time to look at MindSpark and how smooth that app is. As I said in the category before, MindSpark also has the same level of control and smoothness as Byju's has. So in this category too, both of these apps are in a tie. That means that both of these apps get a tick. It's time to move on to the fifth and the last category. So the fifth and the last factor which we are going to discuss is price. Now, to some of you, this may feel like something that should not really be discussed and should not be considered as something that is major. But I still feel like this is something that should be discussed and talked about. Now, let's first see Byju's. How much does Byju's make you pay for a 1-year course? Well, Byju's makes you pay 20,000 rupees for a 1-year course. Now, let's go on to MindSpark. How much does MindSpark make you pay for a 1-year course? Well, MindSpark makes you pay 6,740 rupees for a 1-year course. The reason Byju's charges more money as compared to MindSpark is because Byju's makes you learn all these different concepts through videos, while MindSpark teaches you all these different things through text. Byju's also has all these different features like test sessions, practice sessions, tutor sessions, live classes, and quizzes. Now obviously all these videos and features take a lot of time and money to make. So I can see why Byju's charges more money than MindSpark. If you're a person who is on a budget and does not really want to spend money on something that may be considered a little bit too expensive, then I suggest you go for MindSpark, as it only makes you pay 6,740 rupees. But if you're a person who does not have a budget and does not really care about the price of apps like these, then I suggest you go for Byju's. And that's it for this video. I've discussed all the 5 important categories. If you guys have any questions, then please leave them in the comments below. I read all of them. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.